Welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have somebody who knows a whole lot about model trains and shares the same childhood passion that I have for model trains. Please join me in welcoming Juliana Vorbote. You are the Marketing and Communications Director for the Washington State Historical Society, and the model trains are back at the Washington State History Museum. Huge round of applause because I have missed them.
Yeah, we are so glad to be back this year. It's our 25th anniversary with the Model Train Festival. So we've been bringing families and train lovers together at the museum for a quarter of a century. And last year we had to take a year off because of the COVID pandemic, but this year we're glad to be back. We're filling the museum at about half capacity to keep it, support social distancing. And really enjoying having the visitors here and all of the train clubs here. It's just been wonderful to be able to bring this back this year for the holidays.
Yes, again, nothing says holidays to me more than model trains that have steam coming out of the locomotive. For that 25 years, how long has the Washington State History Museum been hosting the event?
We've hosted this event for a quarter of a century. So we've every year for 25 years, with the exception of COVID, we have had 7 train clubs join us here at the museum. And the clubs bring in their enormous layouts. They set them up in our museum. On every floor of the museum, you'll find layouts. They all have different types of scenery. The trains are different gauges. So the one that you see behind me is the Pierce County Lionel Club. Their train is one of my favorites personally. It's adorable. They've got a lot of holiday scenery in there. There's a train that's carrying little tiny antique cars as freight. And these folks are just really friendly and glad to be here.
I love that. So how many, when you talk about the different trains that are in different rooms, why do you think that folks enjoy this event? What is it that keeps it on the boards for 25 years?
I think people are, trains somehow for us are nostalgic. We reflect on our childhoods. Trains are associated with the holidays. Often people remember having a little model train that ran around their Christmas tree, or visiting holiday window displays and seeing trains running through the window displays. But also in the state of Washington, train history, railroad history is a big part of our history, and how our state developed, how the region developed. It's really integral to who we are, how we became the way, the state became the way that it is today. So there's a lot of actual train history that really is woven in with our love of trains, I think, in this region. And the museum itself is right next to a train line. So there's just, it's all around us. We're right next to the historic Union Station, which is also beautiful. And I think people in our community see those trains. You see trains running along, you know, when you see the Amtrak, we take the Sounder, we take commuter trains. So we just have an integrated love of trains as we learn about history.
Absolutely. You're going to give us a little tour once we're done talking here of what's behind you. And you have mentioned that there are train layouts through the museum. How many train layouts are there for our moms and budding conductors who want to make sure they see them all?
Right. We have 7 train layouts throughout the museum. They run from the large size Kitsap County steamer trains, which you could actually ride on when you go out to Kitsap Live steamers, to tiny N-scale trains. And you'll want to visit each floor of the museum when you get here. Visitors will get a map that shows them which trains are on which floors of the museum. And as you visit the layouts, you can pick up one of these. These are train club trading cards, and they've got a feature on the front, like an engine. Upside down. They've got a feature on the front like an engine or a car from the train clubs, and information on the back that tells you the history of that particular piece on their layout. And then you can play I Spy and try to find that particular feature on each layout as well.
That is incredible. And Juliana, if that wasn't enough to see and do, and then to, you know, go get some lunch downtown and then come back after lunch and start over again, what would you recommend would be a visual dessert in the museum to see?
Oh, visual dessert. Gosh. Well, I would definitely recommend stopping by our photo opportunity area. So we have a room set up with a historic train backdrop. You can pose as if you're in a historic railroad station. It's very sweet and a lovely holiday photo. And right across from that, we have a green screen. So you can pose in the green screen and then email your photo and choose to be in two different backdrops or even both of them. One backdrop is a snow globe, so you'll appear standing in a snow globe. And the other backdrop is a historic photo of Santa leaning out of a train car window.
Oh my gosh, that has Christmas card, holiday card all over it.
Absolutely.
So how do I get tickets?
Oh, please go to www.modeltrainfestival.org and you can get all of the information there. And you can also book your tickets. So one thing that's new this year with Model Train Festival is timed ticketing. And that's how we are maintaining social distancing, maintaining a 50% capacity in the building. So please book your tickets ahead, do timed ticketing at modeltrainfestival.org, and then come on down to the History Museum.
Juliana, what's the schedule for this event? I'm sure we have some holiday elves who are thinking, would that make a good stocking stuffer, a ticket in there? But is it still going after December 25th?
That would be a wonderful stocking stuffer. We are operating Model Train Festival through January 2nd. So you can come on into the festival after Christmas through January 2nd. And we are open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. now through January 2nd. The only days we're closed are December 24th and December 25th.
Perfect.
We also have a special guest. I'd like to introduce you to somebody very special. Come on over this way.
Oh my gosh, who is this?
This is our friend, Seymour History. And Seymour History is the Washington State History Museum's mascot. Seymour is a Olympic marmot, and Olympic marmots are only found on the Olympic Peninsula above 4,000 feet. So it's the Washington State land mammal and a very special animal to us.
Oh, I love that. How long is Seymour going to be hanging around? I can imagine there'd be a lot of children he'd like to smile at.
Yes, Seymour has a special schedule. So if you want to tune into his hours, you can go to the www.modeltrainfestival.org and see when Seymour will be in the museum to visit.
I love that. Seymour, keep brushing that great tooth. You're amazing. So, Juliana, in your years of doing this, I would imagine that people, if I were to look at this event, I would have maybe a conclusion about who enjoys this kind of event, but I bet you I would be wrong. So tell us the truth. Who really enjoys this event? I mean, if I were to say only kids, I'm going to wrap myself out. That's not true.
Oh, everyone enjoys this event. You are correct that kids enjoy it, absolutely. But adults enjoy this event too. And we actually have a lot of intergenerational family groups that come to the event where the grandparents may have brought their children 20 years ago, 25 years ago when we first started. And now those children have children of their own. So you have grandparents, parents, and children all coming together, grandchildren as a group. And the parents will talk about, oh, I remember coming and seeing this when I was 5, and now I'm here with my own child. And the grandparents will see it all anew through the eyes of their grandchildren. It's really lovely to see that intergenerational connection.
Oh, I bet. So is there an extra admission charge for the Model Train Festival?
No, the Model Train Festival is included with general admission. So you only need to pay the regular museum admission to come in for Model Train Festival. Also, I'd like to point out that it's free for Washington State History Museum members. So if you are a member of the Washington State Historical Society, you are able to come to the train festival at no charge.
Juliana, thank you so much for that drone's eye footage of all those wonderful trains that we need to get down there and see. You are such a treat. Thank you. We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this quick break.